Hello guys, welcome to the channel. For all our already subscribers, you're welcome, and to those who are visiting this channel for the first time, I'm so pleased to have you here. You are so welcome. In this tutorial today, I'll be showing us how to draft a 6-piece blouse with an handkerchief sleeve, just like I used the picture from the left to recreate what we have on the right. Okay, if you want to see how I made this from start to finish, keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Thank you. So we'll be needing the following materials for this tutorial. We need our hemming gum, we need the collar stay, soft paper stay, it's also called paper stay, we need the air stay, we need the lining, the fabric, the crinoline for structure to make the flare stand, we need the zipper. I'm using a studded zipper for this tutorial, and of course our chalk. Now let's get started. You guys remember this fabric from my last tutorial? The client wanted me to use this to make this same style for her because she loved the fit of the last style, the dress with the yoke. If you're yet to watch this tutorial on the yoke dress, you can go back and watch the video. Now I have cut my sleeve, I've cut the lining. If you don't know how to draft a sleeve, I'm going to drop the link in my description box. Now here is the side back. I have cut it out and I've added my S-stay to it, both the side back, the center back, the side front, and the center front. Now I have folded my fabric into 4 to get my handkerchief flare, and you need to get the radius, you need to divide the circumference of your elbow by 6.28, and what I have is 1.75, and the length I'm working with is 8 inches, like you can see. And I will just mark it just like I am doing. I'll square up my line like so. I'll square up the line and I'll go ahead and cut. Now I'm going to cut this for the second sleeve as well, not just for one. You see, it's already giving us the shape of the handkerchief. All right, I'll cut it on the second sleeve and I'll show you what it looks like. Now the next thing I'll do is to join my panels together. Now this is my center front and my side front. I'm going to pin this together just to show you what I will be doing. I left a seam allowance of 1/2 inch to sew all my panels together, okay, aside from the zipper area, which I left 1 inch for, and my side seam, which I left 1 inch for. So I'm going to pin this together. I'm going to pin it together firmly, and I will sew it by 1/2 inch. Okay. Now I have sewn my panels by 1/2 inch. This is the back. Okay, I have joined them together, including the center back, the side back. I have joined them. This is the right side of it. And I've also sewn my front, the center front and the side front. I have not ironed them yet. I'll show you what it looks like when I iron them out. Okay, I have ironed it out. This is what it looks like. It looks so neat, looking all well, detailed and arranged. I have done all of this, and I've also done the same thing to the lining as well. As you can see, I have done this. Now I'm going to join my shoulders together for the front and the back, and I will join the side seam like so. I have joined the shoulders together for both front and back, and also for the lining I've done the same thing. I have joined the side seams for the lining as well, and also for the main fabric. Okay, now for the side seam, I will open it up and iron it so that it can stay flat. I have done that. I have ironed it flat so that there's no need, and I also notched it so that it can be relaxed. Now this is my crinoline. I have used my bias to turn it over so that it doesn't poke my clients. Now I'm going to sew the crinoline, the lining, and my main fabric together so I can get the bobby effect that I want on my flare. I want my flare to stand. Now I have my crinoline first, my lining next, and my fabric, the main material we're working with, last. Okay, that's how I'm going to place them before sewing. Now I'm going to pin them together all around. Make sure not to stretch your crinoline so you can get the bobbling effect, and also make sure you make the seam align as well. Now I have gone ahead to sew my lining, crinoline, and fabric together. I'll go ahead and iron it now. Now I have ironed it out. This is what I have, and I also top stitched it so that it can relax. I'm going to be working with my hemming gum right now. I'm going to be joining the hemming gum and I'm going to join the hemming gum between the fabric and the crinoline, just like I am doing. I will not let the gum glue the lining, okay? It is just between the crinoline and the fabric. This is so that the crinoline can be relaxed on the fabric and it's not hanging, okay? Now I'm just going to iron this out. I'm going to add the hemming gum all around this flare. I'm going to add it all around the flare. I'll iron it out and I will show you what it looks like. Now I have ironed it out and my lining is neatly placed, ironed the same way I ironed the main fabric. You see it, everything is relaxed. The crinoline is resting on the fabric and not on the lining, okay? Now this is what I have all around the circle. This is so neat and it's already coming out so beautiful. Now I'll move to the neck area. You can see I have pinned it together. I have joined the shoulder of the lining to the shoulder of the fabric, the back, center back to the center back, and also my zipper as well for my center front. Now I have attached my zipper. Like you can see, I have attached my zipper. I will go ahead right now to work on my sleeve. Now this is the handkerchief sleeve. I'm going to turn the hem of this handkerchief sleeve with the lining. Now the right side facing the right side, I will pin it together like you can see me do. I'm going to pin it together and I will take it straight to my machine and sew it. Okay, I will show you the outcome of this when it is ready. I'm going to sew the radius area to the sleeve itself. And this is the sleeve I'm working with. I'm going to close the side seam like so, and I'll do the same thing to the lining. Now this is all done. You can see it. I have attached the flare to the sleeve. I have attached it. I've joined the lining, and every other thing that needs to be done is done. Okay, this is what I have. I'm going to attach this sleeve to the bodice and I'll show you what it looks like. I have done this. I have added it to my sleeve. I have added it to the armhole. Now I'm going to trim off the zipper, okay? Because the zipper is quite strong, so I can't fold it in. I just have to cut it out. Now I have cut it out. It is time to work on our collar, okay? You can remember that we drafted the collar in the last tutorial. That's the drafting of this style. Now this is what I have. I have added my collar stay to this. The collar stay is the same size with the collar that we cut on paper. I added 1/2 inch seam allowances all around it and I glued it to my fabric. Okay, what I will do next is to fold the hem like I am doing and I will iron it. Okay, I will iron it all through like so. I'm going to finish it up neatly like I'm doing. Now you can decide to sew it. You can decide to sew it like that, the edge of that, to secure the folded part. I'm going to join this now to the lining and I will sew the curve. But before I sew it, I'm going to pin it down so that it doesn't move. I don't have an unequal end when I'm done sewing. So I'm just going to pin it together like I am doing and I'll take it to my machine and sew. Now I have sewn those parts together. Like you can see, I have sewn it. I've secured it with stitches. I have sewn it. I'm going to trim off excesses. I'm going to trim off like 0.25 off this so that it doesn't get bulky. I do not like bulky collars. I always like my collars to be, you know, moderate and just cool. So I'm going to iron this out flat. I'm going to iron it out and I will show you. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like. You can see already that my collar is already coming out nicely. I'm going to trim off the edges because I see it's a bit more than half an inch. I'm just going to trim this off and make it blend because half an inch is supposed to be the sew allowance. Now I'm done. I'm just going to bring in my neck, but before then I'm going to notch the midpoint, okay, of this collar like so, and I would attach it to the neck. Now I'm going to attach it to the center back. I'm going to start from the center back, and sew it to the right and also to the left. I'll pin them together like I am doing now. Not the way I am fixing this collar. I am fixing it from the lined area. I'm going to be sewing it from the lined area, okay, like so. I'll pin it like that and I'm going to sew it around. I'll show you what it looks like. Now I have sewn the collar just like I've done. That's the first step. You see what it looks like. I sewed it from inside out. Now the next thing I will do is to sew it on top, but before I sew it, I will go ahead and trim off the excess 0.25 like we did when we trimmed the collar earlier. I'm going to trim this out to reduce the bulkiness. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and I will just secure. You see, see the way I'm turning it over. I'm going to secure. Remember the folded parts where I ironed. I'm going to pin it down like I'm doing. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to pin them, secure it with a pin before I run a stitch over it. I'll go ahead and secure that with a stitch. Now this is what I have. I'll just iron this flat, the collar. This is what I have. I'm just going to iron it flat and iron it very neatly. Now this is what it looks like. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe, and also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, like our videos, share with your group, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Chains of glory.